All right. Welcome, everyone. It's Rob. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you would please type the number 1 in the chat box, let me know that you can. I appreciate it. Morning, Jeff. Afternoon, John. You go, Trip. Appreciate it. PK. They're flying by, guys. Stephanie, congratulations. All right. Loud and clear. Afternoon, Charles. Afternoon, Kevin. Excellent. Excellent. Hey, Erica. Afternoon. All right. As we do get started, keep in mind everything we look at is for educational purposes. Nothing's meant to be advice or recommendations. If you like what you see, a candidate, an indicator, a setup, something, anything, make sure it fits your own personal risk profile and risk tolerance. Don't ever take it if it doesn't. Right? Make sure you only take trades that fit your own risk profile. Afternoon, Brenda. All right, guys, we've got Inner Circle coming up on the 10th. That would be today. Wealth with Spreads coming up at the 10th today at 8 p.m., 7 p.m. for Inner Circle. Mastermind tomorrow. Monster Market Movers on Wednesday. Weekly Whispers also on Wednesday. You got Power Hour Trading Coaches Playbook, both on regular schedule. Brandon's doing his last Crush Your Trading in just 2 hours a day, guys. So watch what Brandon's got going on there. Pop, Covered Call, E-Mini are all on their regular schedule. Sean is coming up on vacation soon. I'd have to check that. Lee, can you just confirm that we're good for this whole week with Sean? I know we had a vacation coming up. So we had a couple of Vegas that we're not going to be there. So I'd appreciate that. Yep, and Lee dropped in the link for Crush Your Trading, so make sure you grab into that. Right, here's our follow us page. Make sure you are following along with us. Keep up with all the latest and greatest. We've got TikTok. We got to get it added to this page here, but we've got TikTok out there now. We've got the new one from Meta from Facebook, right? Their Twitter one. We'll see where that goes. I don't expect much from it, but we'll see. And a couple of surprise sites coming out here pretty soon too. Here's our Trading Boss Manifesto. This is what it means to be a trading boss, right? You can download this right on the home page. It's available. Rock on it. You know, just go for it as is, right? All right. So it's just today that he's teaching. Got it. Okay, Trip. I appreciate you letting us know. Thank you. All right. And then you got Cash Flow Secrets, right? So make sure you check that out, guys. Brandon does a phenomenal job there. All right, let's see what we've got going. What trades did you guys do? Drop them in the chat box there. I want to see them. I love it. I love that you got them lined up already. I love it. And while that's happening, let me do something here. If you come over to our homepage, and I know most of you go right to the login section. I get that, right? But I need you to scroll down a little bit. Just kind of scroll down and scroll down and scroll down and just get down a little bit there. And right below this section here, Wealth Builder swag. Guys, there it is. It's all set up. Trading Boss and Wealth Builders. It's there. Order to your heart's content. You know, it's out there. Bring them with you to the live event in New York. I'd love to get some pictures of them. But take advantage of them, folks. We finally got them out there. So many of you have been asking, when are you going to get this up there? When are you going to get this up there? We got it up there, right? Really focus on that Trading Boss, folks. I mean, that's it. That's who you are. If you're working with us and we're helping you through this process, that is who you are. Now, I won't mention the person's name. They're actually in here today. And I spoke with them last week. And they had done some trading before, not done as well. Came here in the beginning of the year. Had some learning options with us, by the way, because they didn't know options. They were trading a different vehicle. So, you know, took their licks like everybody else does in the very beginning and are doing phenomenal now. So, you know, that's what it means to be a trading boss, guys. That's what we do. We push hard to get you there. All right. We push really hard to get you there. So, all right, let's see. I love all the trades in there. This is awesome. So Charles said 3 calls on Adobe out for a profit of $2,500. I was in late after pop, but made out. There you go. Good job, Charles. That is awesome. Woo! Trip said my new Monday morning trade, which is IWM with the Hakanashi scalp for a 71.6% rate of return in 14 minutes. Oh, excellent. John said he did Wheel of Fortune on Baidu Naked Puts, KSS, Beyond, cash flow of $1,400. Yeah. Oh, I got to get Sean to get me that damn button here. Let's see. Kevin said still in a short on Tesla. Nice. Brenda said I'm in a Q put trade now up over $200. Good job, Erica. We're on the same wavelength here. I did the same thing. I did Roku, right? She's got $530 on Roku and $80 on Baba today. Yeah, Erica, there's both. There's men and women there. There should be. Let's see. PK said WJ 9%, NVIDIA 3.1%. Yes. Lots of congrats, by the way. Great job. Woohoo! Lot of kudos coming in there. Charles was a robber on Adobe. No kidding, PK. He crushed it, huh? There you go. There you go. Lots and lots and lots of congrats in there. So I love that part, folks. Truly do. Right? Really, really, really do. So they were great trades, Sean. Paula said 4% on SPY, but I love it. 4% on SPY. And here's what she wrote. But a really bad trade. Good to be lucky sometimes, and it's better to be lucky than this to be good sometimes, right? So if that's what it was, so be it. But 4%, great job. Do that for 2 days, and you match what the S&P does for the year on average, right? So, whoo, loving that. All right. So Amelia's got some trades in here today. Let's see what we got going on. She did a setup on here where she bought. It's on Nucor. Right, she bought to open single trade, no spread. She bought it at 685, and she did that at 9:36 this morning. She got out at 9:57, so 21 minutes at $8.05. So that's $1.20, right? 17% rate of return on that trade. Nice, really nice. I'm loving that, right? And then what do we got here? This was a vertical spread on Airbnb, 5 contracts across the board. So at 9:32, it was a debit spread. At 9:32, she had a debit. Wow, she did a debit where it only cost her 25 cents in the trade, right? She did the 129, 130s. She got out of it where they paid her a credit of 70 cents. So that's a 45-cent profit on this trade, 180% in 2 minutes. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Amelia's got that magic touch, folks. If you're not taking advantage of what she does in Trade Watch Alerts, you're making a mistake, right? You really are. We're not gonna go there just yet. All right, let's see some stuff that I got going on here, okay? So first, let's look at Roku. All right? I'm sorry, not Roku, Square. I'm not gonna show the Roku, I'm just gonna show Square. All right, so we got Square today. Actually, let me take it over here. Yep, let's do that first. All right, you can see the entire fib there. You can see where we closed. We were at a rank or a bullish bias with a rank of 2 is where we were on the start of, before the market opened, right? That's where we were. We gapped down and moved up. So now with that gap down, I needed to go beyond, retest, and bounce. I don't need a big beyond. I just need to get up there a little bit. Let the bulls show the strength. Let the bears attempt to pull it back, and the bulls bounce it off of there. That's all I want to see. That's all I want to see is that small move in there, okay? So if we look, so I've got 2 fib lines in here that we've got to contend with. I have a 67.24 line right here and a 69.77 line. Done. Okay, beautiful. Now we're going to go over to TradeStation. I already have those lines on the chart. There are the vertical white lines, or horizontal rather, white lines that are on that screen, right, on that chart. So if I grab the pen, let me turn this puppy white. The white shows up really good on this dark black background. So we gap down. We closed above, right? Stretched up a little bit higher. We opened about where we were. We ran up and closed down. We retested and we bounced. And this candle, it's got a little blue arrow on it, but this candle was our entry candle once we got above that 67.75 level. Right, once we got above 67.75. And then what happened? We got this massive bullish thrusting pattern took place in there. Just, we got a little pullback, right? And then just crushing, great move. We went sideways, took a little bit of heat for a little while, nothing crazy. for a little while. We got a nice pop, and right here at 69.25, this blue line was where our target was, and we got taken out of that trade. Right, so the entry was at 950, 230, about 230 was the cost of the option at 950, and sold it for 360, 355, 360, something like that. About 1050. So just an hour, a full hour away, just crushed it on Square, right? Yeah, it's on Square, Paul. Yep, on SQ, on Square, right? Great, great, great setup. Brenda said, just got filled on 3 contracts on a put trade for the Qs with a profit of $336. I love it. I love it. I love it. Good job, Brenda. Good job. You're rocking on them Qs lately. I love seeing it. Folks, this screen, we're going to talk about this screen. We're going to use this example in a little while when we talk about our topic for today. We're going to use this example, this candidate, this setup. But this is what I do every day. This is the type of stuff I look for day in and day out. It is rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. I've got dozens of trade setups I could consider. This is the one I go for over and over and over and over and over again, right? Now, there might be some variations to it using gap statistics and things like that, but really, this is the bomb to me. This right here is the setup, right? And this is some of what we're talking about in here. For those of you that are coming to the Trader Super Summit, live in New York, or live from New York, in New York, I guess. Live in New York in September. This is some of the stuff we're going to go over. We're going to dig deep and hard into some of the things that I do day in and day out right here with these types of components, right? Just smoking as far as what these setups allow for you to do, all right? So, and we're going to talk about a micro trading in there as well, of course. Erica, the Trader Super Summit is, for those of you that don't know, it is for everybody that is in either Mastermind or Inner Circle, okay? You are invited to that event. It is free. There's no charge for it. It's included, right? It's on the 22nd. This paper right here. Yes, it is the back of it. This paper right here is my contract. Just got it today. Well, I got it Friday. Filled it out today, signed it, scanned it, sent it back. We're locked in on the date. I'm just waiting for the hotel block. Once they give that, I'm going to let you guys know, and then you can rock on it. Anybody that wants to, again, talk about this or figure out if this works for you, I know somebody already booked me a call right after this today. By all means, go and watch the Key to Be Free training that's on tradinglikeaboss.com, and then jump in and we can chat. If you've seen it already, you want to just jump in and chat, that's fine. We can do the same thing. But let me show you what it takes. Let me explain to you one-on-one with me. Let me explain to you what it takes to get you there. What it takes to help get you to that success level. What it takes to help get you over that finish line, if you would. All right. Kevin said, just covered my short on Tesla for a $200 profit, 38%. Yeah. Good job. You guys are really doing well. I love it. I love it. You're following the pattern, you're following the system, you're following the plan. That is great. All right. So this trade worked out extremely, extremely, extremely well. So this is one of the candidates that are in power option plays. We've got, and maybe you want to take some notes on this. We've got some rules on how many contracts we trade. Okay. Now you can trade as many as you choose, but I've got a rule based on price and how volatile it is and so forth. Right. So on very high price stocks, over $1,000, we're at 4 contracts maximum. Max. We don't do any more than that. And a big part of that is if you're doing 10 contracts of booking, yeah, could I afford it? It has nothing to do with it. Do I want to put $600,000 or $300,000 or $150,000 into a trade? The answer is no, I don't. Okay. So we do 4 contracts at a max. When you get to stocks that are lower priced than that, all the way down to the $100 level. So from 100 all the way up to 1,000, we do a max of 10 contracts. And anything under 100, we do 20 contracts, okay? And that's our normal trade. We do an aggressive trade that has less contracts. So on the big price stocks, the $1,000+ we do 2 as an aggressive trade. On the regular stocks, where we normally do 10, we do 4. And then on the 20 contract stocks that we do, which are the lower price ones, we do 8, okay? And there's a rhyme and reason for why we do each of those, right? They're all derivatives of the 10 contracts to 4 contracts trade. It's all a derivative of that. It keeps things even in there. When I get out of my trade, my goal by my second exit is to be out of 70% of my trade. Okay. Now, if you're trading 1 contract or 2 contracts, that becomes a little bit harder to hit. But if we're scaling out of that trade, we've got a pretty good probability of being right with the setups. If you're right with picking the candidates, of course, if you're right with reading the charts, and you're right with what the market is just doing, just generally. Okay. So overall, we look at that, and actually, let me see what I have open here. No, that's not the one I want. Let me grab another page. Oh no, I don't want to do that. I need that folder open. Let me grab a different folder. All right. I don't know if you can tell, but I am stoked after all the trades y'all have done. Just to say I'm excited is an absolute understatement. Oh, it ain't nothing yet. Eric said, I love it. Great job, coach. Wait, Eric, wait till you see what I'm going to share with you guys in a little bit. All right. So these are the trades. If you just look at this month, these are the trades from July. Okay. So we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 trades. 8 trades go off. 1 has gone against us. So what's that? That's 1/8 is 12.5%. So that's 87.5% win rate for this month so far. And we have 2 trades that are open that we have not completely closed out yet. We've actually taken 1 exit on 1. The other one has not taken an exit yet. Okay. So we look at this and what's going on here. All right. Well, on Goldman Sachs, we took 10 contracts. Okay. We did a bearish trade. We got in when the stock was at 322.5. We got out when the stock was at 320. It's a D for bearish. So we bought puts. We're up $1,950. Okay. Well, someone will look at that and say, okay, Rob, what does that mean? If I want to do a Goldman Sachs trade right now, what does that mean? So let me, there it is. Let me go look at Goldman Sachs. Let me see. So we go look at Goldman Sachs. We've got a 65 delta right now. Not that bad, right? Low volatility because of low VIX. We can get in this trade for 5.25. Well, to do 10 contracts, what did we do on Goldman Sachs? Was it 10? Let me see. We did 10. To do 10 contracts, you need $5,250. And that's what people see and they go, and it's, I don't have $5,000, or, I do, but I don't want to put $5,000 in that trade. And the head doesn't even go to, what if you only did 1? What if you just did 1 contract only? Forget about the 10, forget about the 4, 1. Oh, but Rob, 1 contract on Square? Yeah, 1. Why? Is that bad? 1. Just get used to doing 1 contract, right? What would have happened with Goldman Sachs where we made $1,000, right? $1,900. Or Meta, where we made $2,500. Or Netflix, where we made $5,800, right? And then we get down here and we have Adobe, right? Where we lost $1,248. We only had 4 contracts. So you'd be about a quarter of that would have been your risk in that trade. So $315, give or take, $10, $15, whatever it is. All right. Here we've got Roku, 20 contracts on Roku, which, by the way, I crushed it on that trade on Roku. Remember the setup I showed you before, right? On Square, if we go look at Roku, I'm not going to have it still on TradeStation, so let's just go here. Let's go look at Roku, right? And that was on the 6th, okay? So we got down, we got into a neutral bias, we broke the 63.49, we retested, we failed, we dropped down. Our low on this day was 60.55. We would be out at 60.75. So we were taken out of that trade, in at 63, out at 60.75. So $2.25 move. We killed it on a Roku. Killed it on Roku from last week, right? Just demolished it, knocked it right out the door. $3,500 on Roku. Now that was 20 contracts. Okay, that's 20 contracts. Well, what if you got really good, and this year, not including what we still have open right now, just the ones that are completely closed out, the whole trade is closed out, $587,476, right? You're looking at somewhere around $160,000 was the starting amount needed, 151.60, somewhere around there to do. If you did every trade that I did, take out the bookings and the Chipotles, and that number drops drastically because they are a more expensive position. Well, what if you did this? Oops. What if you did this instead with just one contract? Here's every single trade, every one, okay? All done in one contract, right? So here, if you look, this was a bad hit, $292, right? $292, $273. Let's see, $1,000. Who is it? Chipotle Mexican Grill, right? $78 hit on Goldman Sachs, Goldman, okay? $780 on Tesla, right? $994 on Booking, right? $273. $975 on Chipotle again. Right, so our high end of our drawdown is about $1,000, okay, of what we're looking at. $39 on SPY was our hit, okay. $1,950 profit. Now we can go the opposite direction, right? $3,900 on a Roku. Actually, no, that's not right. I got to fix that yet. I'm still working on the sheet, guys. Actually, let's do this. $195. There we go. I just have to check all of the fields. Okay. There's some very wacky. They were not 10 contract trades. They're all one. You can see the stop out quantity is one. These are all one contract trades. But if you look from a month-to-month basis, all right, on month one, January of this year, you're up $21,801. You're up $11,638.50 on February. March, you're up $10,952. April, $71.76. May, $13,147, we'll call it. And June, we're only up a whopping $5,362.50. Okay. So why am I sharing this to you? First off, if this isn't happening today, okay, I'm hoping by next week to have it ready to go. I'm going to start including in power option plays. I'm going to start including right now in POP the one contract trade as well. So you'll see it on the open trades. You'll see it on the closed trades. There'll be 2 additional pages in our document, our action plan each day. So each time we do it 2 times a week, there'll be a another set of tracking sheets inside of there, right? Because right now, some of you are stuck on, I've got to trade these big numbers. Here's the other side of it. And some of you aren't going to like it. And I'm sorry, I'm not doing it to piss any one person off, excuse my French, right? But you need to hear it, right? Some traders out there are too damn fast. What do I mean by that? They try something for all of 4 whole seconds. Oh, it didn't make me $1 million yet. I'm done. And they walk away. No, I need you to commit 6 months to this. It's going to take you 3 months just to get down what it is that I do inside of here. I mean, it really will. It's going to take that much time of you just to dig in and learn the strategies and the whys and the whos and the hows and the wheres. Okay. So that's the first 3 months. The second 3 months is when you're now starting to place the trades confidently, still not funded maybe. And that's okay. If it took you 3 months, 6 months, a year, who cares? If you're a year older and you don't do this, you'll be in the ssame place you are. If you're a year older and you learn how to do this, you'll be able to drop in some of the numbers that these folks are dropping in today on what they're doing. Right? Like when I think it was Charles that said he got in late on the POP candidate on Adobe, but still got in and still did extremely well. All right, from the notes that we gave over the weekend. Right? You can still do this. You can crush this, but it will take time. I never try to make this sound as if this is a get-rich-quick scheme, because that is not what we do here. If that's what you're looking for, then you're in the wrong place. Go search, $1 million in the market in a year with no work and no losses, and you'll find them. There's plenty of guys out there that teach that stuff. It don't work, of course, but they teach it, right? Yeah, Erica said time, patience, positive thinking, and lots of prayer. Yeah, Jennifer, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's more work on me to do, right? But I'm trying to automate that as well. But right now, it comes down to very simple. It comes down to, if I can take this and drill it in your head to start practicing and learning how to do this, just one contract, learning how to do this, you pick a half a dozen candidates from power option plays, and those are the 6 or 8 or 10 that you focus on. You're going to add another 6 or 8 or 10 of your own in there, okay? But you're using the systems and the setup the way that I teach it, right? And that is what, and we're still going to dig into it, but that is what happened on Square today, right? That was the exact setup, the same thing I look for, again and again and again and again. I go on Benzinga's show every week. I get asked to come on as a special guest, although I won't be on the next couple of weeks. Just I'm out of town a couple of weeks in a row on Thursday, so I will not be available. But when I go on and I show what I did for the day or what I'm looking at, or we go over the trade example, Aaron, who's their host, said, Rob, your system, you just do the same thing. I said, yeah, every time. It's just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Just do it again and again and again and again. All right. So let me ask you a question. How many of you feel that if you could learn how to do this, 6 months of your life would be well worth it? Give me a 1 for yes or 2 for no. Yeah, Erica, just held the key down. All right. So, wow. Okay. Like most of you. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. Hey, Lee, you there? You hearing me, my friend? I'm going to need something from you. I'm just waiting for Lee to chime in, and I know he's hearing what I'm saying. Yes. Okay, good. Lee, drop in the link for power option plays. That's the first thing I need you to do. Second thing that he's going to do is this. When you go and look at that link, it's going to show you with the quarterly subscription, you get a 2-week trial. This was not planned. I just spoke to Suzanne, who's in charge of all our marketing stuff. We didn't even talk about it, okay? She has no idea this is coming. So we're going to do it manually for right now, not a big deal. When you go look at it, it's going to show 2 weeks of trial, right? Within 2 weeks, you don't like it, no credit card charge, just send us an email. I want to cancel. We're done. No harm, no foul. Excuse me. Lee dropped in the link. Lee, I want you to go ahead, and anybody that registers, and it's got to be today. It is only today. It is only, after this, within the next hour or two after, come on. I mean, how long do you need to do it? It takes 5 minutes, right? I will extend that trial to a 3rd week. So I'll give you a 3rd. So we're going to do it manually. It's going to show you 2. We're on recording here, right? But you know me, I'm not going to lie to you about it. We will extend you 1 additional week and give you 3 weeks of trial. And I want you to dig, and I mean dig and dig and dig into the trainings, into the secret sauce, everything that's in that members area. I want you to go and dig into that, right? And just immerse yourself in there for the next couple of weeks, the next 3 weeks, even if you decide to walk away and not do this. And that's okay. It's not for everybody, right? Not everybody wants to make money. I understand. It's not that simple, okay? If it was that easy, everybody would do it, right? Doesn't work like that. It will definitely take work, time, effort, and energy from you. All right. So, Lee, you good on that? So, those of you that registered for it today, let's call it by 3 o'clock today, Eastern time. So, we started at 12, we end at 1, 2 hours after you've got to go ahead and do it. If you decide you want to do it, great. If not, no harm, no foul. Right. But take advantage of it. And the trial is only on the quarterly. Okay. The monthly you'd be paying up front, which you're welcome to do that if you want the monthly. All right. Excellent. Okay, good. Good. So let's go ahead. Yes, Lee, you got it. 3-week trial for the quarterly. And I know it would have been a lot easier had I thought of this before. But that's not how a visionary's mind works. It just happens. When the mood strikes, right, you take advantage of it. So if we go back and look at the market right now, we go look at S&P. All right. We go look at the S&P. So we've kind of floundered around. We pushed up to this recent high we had there. We pulled back, came down to the 8, broke the 8, retested the 4,400 level, bounced, failed on Friday, right? And then today we're down just a little bit underneath there. We're down a buck and jingle from where we were on Friday, okay? So Friday's close, 43.98.95, so just below that 4,400 level, and we're down a little bit below it today. So we're in a bullish neutral bias right now. We are getting that rollover effect taking place on the position itself, on the market itself, right? And a little bit of weakness showing in there. Our next fib line and 21 moving average are key levels right now. If we break down through this fib line, which has a confluence of the green moving average, right? But if we break it, we're looking at this 43.2808 level, which is the recent low we had there, as our next stopping point. Okay, and then of course we've got a diagonal trend line in there that, depending on where that happens and where it finally breaks, right, we could have that horizontal line have a confluence with this diagonal trend line that's in there, right? Which I would be very excited to see that right there, because now if it holds, a lot of strength in there. If it breaks, it has broken a multi-pattern setup. It has broken the fibs. It has broken the overall trend. A lot of things have failed if it gets to that point and breaks downward. All right. So if we push to the upside, we've got to get back above that 44.6177, that upper level. We have to. That's the next key level for us. So push back up. What I'd love to see, close where we are. Up a little bit, down a little bit, doesn't matter. Push up, get above the 8 moving average, retest that 4,400, bounce, and now we've got just bullish is just right in front of us, jump on it, right? And then go through the pop stocks and identify the ones that are moving. Identify the patterns, the systems, the setups that are working today, right? I go through here. Home Depot was an example from today that was okay, but not great, right? I could have taken the bounce off of the fib line, but my moving average was here. So yeah, it was okay, and the but scares the daylights out of me. All right. So be careful when it comes to that. But was the opportunity there? Yes. So what would I be looking at? I would go in and look at the 304.34 on Home Depot. Let's see if I can remember the number without writing it down. Home Depot. All right. I think I said 304.34. I drop my line anywhere. I don't care where it is. I'm not trying to make it perfect. I'll do it this way. 304.34. I believe. Okay. So first candle we broke up. We're going to go look at a 1-minute candle. We'll back it up one more time. And we made a push up. We didn't really get a pullback. Kind of gapped up a little bit there. Where are we at though? What was our opening price here? 304.55. So we're talking about being 21 cents. This candle's open is 21 cents higher than this. So would I be a little bit more forgiving though? Hey, I didn't get a retest, but I was pretty close to it. We take the breakout. Yes, but how about if you took that as an aggressive entry? And if you're going to do 10 contracts, instead you did 4 or 1 or whatever your number is, but you did less contracts on that trade, right? Well, now you're talking 3 minutes into the market today, you're in. Right? And look what's happened. When we broke above that 334 level, call it 334.5, we're in about 335.5. So it puts us in right about here on that candle. At 305.5, and right now it's at, call it 307.5. It's got a $2 move to the upside so far today. All right. I didn't take the trade on Home Depot. And I like Home Depot a lot. A whole lot. They, we crush it with them regularly. Right. So let me minimize that. Let me find. All right, good. Where are we? Okay. So let me just move something around here. Hide that. Let's go to that. Here's how much I like Home Depot. In the first 6 months of this year, we have taken 16 trades on Home Depot. 13 winners, which was 81.25% of the trades taken were winners. 2 went against us, 12.5%. 1 broke even at 6.25%. Total P&L on Home Depot was $26,652.60. That equated to $1,665.79 per trade on average, and it made up 4.67% of our overall monies that we took in. Now, what does that say? Well, if we have 20 stocks, 5% is average. So this is an average stock. It may have a higher P&L, but on average, and there are ones, of course, that did have much higher numbers as well. But on average, we did extremely well with Home Depot. So instead of you making $1,665 on a trade or $26,000 on the trades, what if you only made $2,600? What if we did 10 and you did 1, right? For the same 6 months, right? But you've got a lot less in the trade. You've got a lot less risk going on in there. You're trading with a smaller account, not as comfortable trading bigger numbers. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with any of that, right? This goes back to that one contract model that we're going to be pushing very, very, very hard right now. Very hard. Of stop thinking bigger numbers. Start thinking about how this works. Oh, where's that, Les? Repair work where? Let's see. So what's the 304 on the daily chart? So that 304 was the fib line. Which one I don't remember, and I don't care. It doesn't really matter to me, but it is the 382. Right? The pattern is the importance, much more than the fib line value itself. Unless it's purple, then I know it's 618, right? But that 304.34 level is the 0.382 fib line. Okay. So overall, whoo, crushing, just great setup. Gotta love it. Absolutely got to love this setup. All right. So there's a lot of opportunity with what goes on here. Now, to make today's topic very simple, right? Finding a clear and concise entry. I have shared it already. You just didn't know it. All right. What is a clear and concise entry? We're going to identify that on our charts. So when I look at a square, 2 words, clear and concise, write them down on a piece of paper. Write clear and write concise, not next to each other. You know, put a little hyphen, like you're going to put a definition after them. All right. Clear and concise entry is the way that I say it. Now, here's what it actually means. Clear is the path from where the stock is, which is near a support, in this case, a fib line, to the next fib line. So near support, from support to resistance, what does my path look like? If you're using Bollinger Bands and you have a Bollinger Band right in here, you do not have a clear path to that next fib line. So you've got some resistance in there. If I were trading this to the downside, I would not have a clear path to my next fib line because my 8 moving average is right there. The 21 is close enough. I'd be okay with that. So the clear, it's the path to the next level, whether it's support or resistance, it's the path to the next level that we're looking to achieve. In a bullish setup, is there a clear path between support and resistance? In other words, no roadblocks, no obstacles, nothing in the way. All right, that's clear. Concise is very simple with a drawing. Right? We moved up. Did we retest? Did we bounce? That is a concise entry. And if I do it right where I showed, my stop can be set very tight in here, very tight, and I'm still okay. I don't have a lot of risk in the trade. I've now entered a trade where you cannot find a rule-based system that you wind up with less risk. You can't. Now, could you just guess and say, well, I'm going to just, it moved up a little bit, I'm going to take the trade there, and I'm only going to go 5 cents below that support level, and that's my stop, and this stock just ran, it never moved down at all, then you got lucky. right? But as a rules-based system, we know what pullbacks are. And it's not just me. After thousands of traders trading this exact system, we know percentage-wise where pullbacks go to. Listen, you can't set your stop so far away that you never get triggered. And if you're setting it so tight that you get triggered all the time, it's not good. So you will have trades go against you. To what extent? Well, for me, it's right about 20%. 20% of my trades go against me every day, right? Every day, every week, however it measures out. It's never a day-to-day, but overall average, it's about 20%, right? Find entries that only give you a clear and concise path. If you do that, you're setting yourself up for the best potential to be right, right? This setup is phenomenal when you do it. And ironically, I backed into the whole answer by showing you everything else up front and then just going, oh, here it is. Let me see what we got here. Paul said, how do you determine the correct candle to start and end the fib points? So, I mean, Paul, you're looking for and there's, again, it's not a 1 second thing or I can do in 2 minutes, but you're looking for the largest directional move closest to the right side of the chart, right? So if I went to Ford, I don't know if I have a fib line on there or not. Let's see. I don't. All right. Let's go over to no moving averages. I'm going to start with an F5 zoom. Okay. And let's get rid of my crosshairs. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for a V bottom and a V top. I've got another V bottom and another V top. You got a V top here, V bottom here, V top here, V top here, and here's a bottom. And then you get this little bit of a stair-step type pattern in there, okay? But we had a nice little pullback in here. This was more of what we call a hiccup, right? We gapped up and filled it right away and then came right back into it, okay? So, Paul, I would come and I would grab the fibs off of that swing low right there, and I'd come right off, and it's always off wicks. It's the highest, the lowest low to the highest high in this case. And that's where I would draw the fib off of, is right there. All right, square is already drawn, Paul. Square is already drawn, and I won't delete it. I won't change it. I won't mess with it at all, okay? And see, the other side of it, Paul, is there are rules of when you have to redraw the fibs. They play an important part of it. We have 5 major factors, and I've only really taught them in the advanced trainings. Of course, everything we do in Monster Market Moves, which is this Wednesday night, by the way. If you've not taken it before, it's $49 your very first time. There's about 5 hours of recordings in the members area of trainings on how we do what we do. And then, of course, we go through the 2 hours. And then there's another 15-minute video that I did today that gets published in there as well, along with the manual and the action plan and all of that. But inside of there is the only place right now that we have all of the Fibonacci materials housed. All the different setups, because that's where I teach them in Monster Market Moves. All the different setups in there. We've got full trainings, 30 minutes to an hour and a half, just on the different trade setups we do, the redraws, the drawing them, and all of that. So Paul said, so on square as an example, why do you go to the low point of about 55? So you're talking about right here, I guess, because that is not a V bottom in there. So if you look at it, here's the V top. This is a V bottom. If we say, no, let's use that one instead, well, then what happens? So 10 years from now, we get another one down here at 51, and now we've got to draw a 10-year long fib. It has to end when the run ends. We took this fib from this bottom right here to this top, right? We had a clear change in direction, and that is the fib. There is no redraw of it any longer. Our pullback made it at least to the 236 in here, right? Which told me that more than likely my fibs were drawn perfectly in there. This little hiccup in there came well after this bottoming pattern happened. And that made it a V bottom in there. And we're not going to take this bottom over this one. I could, but now I'd have to use that top. And we want the largest directional move closest to the right side of the chart. Well, this move here is much greater than this move here. The V bottom top is the missing key. Good. Glad you got it, Paul. You're welcome. You're welcome. Makes more sense. Excellent. Good. Good. All right. So we didn't get them in last week, so let's make sure we do this week. What trades do you want me to look at? Drop those in. Let's take a look. Let's see. Is Debbie in here today? No. All right. Ooh, who is that, Gregory? Interesting. All right, let's see. Let's start off. Karen put in mRNA. Oh, let's go over to a template with moving averages on it. It's a more better. Okay, good. So on Moderna, this was Karen. All right. So Karen, on Moderna, we broke the zero line. We got earnings coming up right after our blue bar, which means we're about to call it an earnings trade. 13 to 33 is 20. Oh, no wonder. I'm like, no, that can't be right. I want to see what the fib it is. I don't want to go looking. So 819, we definitely need to add fibbits in here. So let's go ahead and do that. Right. So we're going to need a negative 136 and a 118, both of them. Okay, so we're looking at 113 half on the downside, 123 half on, to where we are now. But then from the upside up to about 133.66, I really would prefer, it's a good switchback trade. Karen, it's a good switchback setup, but I would really prefer this to be a bearish entry than a bullish entry. I'd rather the rollover because our overall pattern is bearish. But you do have a clear and concise entry if you get the breakout of the 123.5, the retest, and the bounce. All right, I hope that helped. Let me know down below. Brenda's asking for Qs. All right, so right now we're in a bullish neutral bias. Brenda, it's tough either up or down. We've got to break through either one of those moving averages first before we go ahead and take anything on as far as the trade goes. A little bit of caution here on what's going on with the Qs, right? SPY. So SPY, we're in a bullish neutral bias right now on SPY, which I am very pleased to see. Okay. Very pleased to see. If we can get above that 440.08 retest and bounce, 445.22 is our resistance. That's the zone we're looking for on the upside, but not until we can move up. If we push up to the 440, Brenda, and fail, we've got room down to the 435 level. So great setup as far as switchback. Could not get the word out. Switchback trade. All right, let's see. RIKU. Nope. Did I do it wrong or? No, okay. So Erica typed it in, and I think she then corrected it because then she put Roku. So let's do that. All right. So I like where Roku is right now. Right. We're in a bullish bias, true bullish if we close right where we are. Right. Break to the upside, retest the 66.86 on the bounce. 70.75 is resistance. This sucker can move $3.15 a day. So if we look, what does that mean? If we can move 315, this is 375. We're talking about 60 cents more than a full day's move. We can easily see move through the majority of this. So I like it a lot. All right. And we already did SPY, Erica. All right. So now we've got AMD, which I don't know if I said it, but it just made it into POP. We took PayPal out of POP and we added SPY. So we're in a neutral bias right now. The 21 is close enough, but it's a little higher than I like it to be on my setups. The break to the downside Retest and fail to 111.78. Room down to 106. There's a lot of room to move to the downside on AMD. So I like it better to the down than I do to the upside. All right, Micron and you. Trip, you weren't kidding, huh? You got IWM on your list today? You're welcome, Erica. All right. So on Micron, well, all right. So we violated the 882 on close. I don't know. There's nothing in here that I like as far as where to draw the fibs from. We're already too close as far as I am concerned. So I would be a little cautious with this one, Trip. I'd probably start relying on previous fibs to help me figure out the wheres and the who's as far as levels go. And then IW, was it M or N that you had in there? M as in Mary, IWM. All right, IWM, plenty of room to the upside. I mean, 187 to 191 half. Plenty of room. Moves $3.08 a day. Plenty of room. To the downside, if we break the 187, you got room to 185 and a half. That clear path isn't there. There's the roadblocks. There's the broken tire, right? That shredded off a rim. You know, and there's the orange cone that they left behind, right? You got to kind of drive around, maneuver around that stuff. Not as fun at all. Money makers make the list. There you go, Trip. So if we can get the push up, the bounce, and the retest and the bounce, 191 half is resistance. So 190 and a half, 190 to 190 and a half, somewhere in there is going to be a target. All right. All right. I hope that helps, Trip. Gregory's asking for BTBT. So not familiar with them, Gregory. Lower price stocks are not necessarily my forte. And the reason for them is when I draw fibs on them, I don't have a lot of movement opportunity. 366 up to 393. It's okay. 393 up to 426. It's just not that much, right? So for me, Gregory, I think that you take the same $4 and you invest it into an option that costs you $4. Spend the same $400 for 100 shares, but now you're controlling an option more like an AMD or a Micron or a Home Depot or PayPal, Square, Roku. You know, you're controlling those types of stocks with options instead of the stock itself. Yeah, sorry, I don't have much more for you than that. NVDA, which Roman was the first one to put it in. And Roman, here's my problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What day is it? The 7th day, the 12th day, the 37th day is the day we're finally going to break off of here. We're going to break out. We've been 7 days in a row. We keep playing, literally playing on that 419.38 level. And to say it's annoying is an understatement. And we have an open trade on NVIDIA right now, right in pop, a swing trade. Our stop is at 412. But if we could stay where we are and get the bounce, Roman, I'd be willing to take the chance. But I am definitely going to watch for the same thing I explained, Roman, in our last inner circle when you were there, where I talked about the micro day trading and we looked at the quick move and it's when it flattens off or out. That's what I'd be looking at here, right? So just a kind of an FYI. I hope that helps, Roman. Let me know. Darla is asking for coin. I need a bigger picture. Oh no. We froze. All right, let me and task. All right, let's try it again. See if we can get it open. Coinbase does it all the time. This takes a few seconds to start it up. And then I got to go to streaming as well. Yeah, good. I'm glad it was helpful, Roman. But that's how I'm trading it right now. I just want to let the streaming start before I start typing anything in so I don't overtax the system with TradeStation running. This Zoom is a bear on resources and 6 monitors. All right. So there you go, Darla. Let's see. So with where it is, Darla, I would much rather see the pullback to that 74.5 first and a bounce. Doesn't have to come all the way down. We're going to need a fib in there without a doubt. So we're going to add in a 118. We're also going to put a negative 136. If we need the 118, we need the 136. Okay. So get me back to the 74.5 bounce. 81 is our target. That's a nice target. That's a nice clear path. No, Brenda, the monthly does not include the trial. Only the quarterly includes the trial, right? So the monthly is just you start immediately, and it will charge your card today, which you're welcome to do, but it doesn't come with the trial. Better off take the 3-week trial, and you're not charging anything for today. Remember, your commitment is not today. Your decision is not today. Your decision is 3 weeks from now. Did I see some value in what Rob taught in there? All right, so pull back to the 74.5 bounce, right about $80 would be my target to the upside. If we break to the downside, I've got a clear path down to 66.21. If you wanted to look to that one as well, but I would rather the upside because you're on that bullish bias. Henry's asking for PayPal. So as I said, we did pull it the other night out of pop. So 66 to 69, great move today, right? Great. Of course, it's a great move. We pulled it out. Of course, we get this phenomenal move today. We finally get a breakout. After all of this, you're welcome, Darla. So at this point, Henry, I'd like to break above the 69.5 or retest and a bounce, and 72.5 would be resistance. If we fail, probably not going to take it because I've got this mess, these obstacles in the way. Trading obstacles, moving averages. All right, Henry, I hope that helps. Kevin's asking for pen. So this one is just ugly, right? It's a stair-step pattern that just repeats itself over and over and over and over again. Oh boy, it looks even worse when you go here. So we were an $81 stock that dropped down to $40, $35. And then from that, from call it 50 down to 25, it's just been slow and ugly. Right? I would look at this one with trend lines. I wouldn't put a fib on it. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. All right. So, and we're right in the middle of it. Even if, could we put a fib in there of trend lines? Yes. But when you're moving this line around, I am not looking here, by the way. So my mouse is, I am looking over here to try to get the centering. I don't want to prejudice myself and go, ooh, that looks like a good one right there. So the stock bounced right off it today, right? I look over here, you know, where my mouse is now. That's about where I want to see it, right? And you can make it a dotted line or so if you want it as well. But a little more caution with pen there. And we need a downside, right? So it's got to at least break through that midpoint. Groupon, GRPN. Yeah, $8 stock. Not an exciting one for me. I would be looking at this as a channel. Isn't it funny how it stretched all the way up to that next fib line and next channel line, which is a fib line, right? So a little bit low price for me, right? But that's how I'd be trading it. 629, 716. Pull back and bounce, or break the 716, retest and bounce up to the 802. TECK. That was Paula. Is asking for that. Hey, Lee, would you grab a link to Key to Be Free, please? And drop that in. Let's see. So if we look at tech, right, which is tech resource or TEC resources, right? Moving averages are tough. I'd rather see the break to the downside of the 41 down to 39, but we're again very tight. And I don't even know, what does this thing move in a day? This moves about $1.50 a day. So it's a little bit too hard for me to take that, but nothing wrong with it at all, right? It's just not really my style. I like something that moves a little bit more than that. For me, my minimum movement that I want to see ideally is at least $3 is an ideal move, right? So a couple of things. I hope that helped on that one there, right? Couple of things. We got a lot of links that got dropped in there, right? Go through, take a look. We'll keep the room open for a few minutes. That Key to Be Free is how you get on my calendar, folks. If you want to sit down with me where I can talk to you and help you understand what it's going to take for you to get to New York on September 22nd, then give me a call, or schedule a call, I should say. It's a Zoom meeting, is how we do it. So grab on that link and do your thing, and we should be good to go. All right, with that, make it a profitable day. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, you're just one trade away, folks. All right, everybody, I will see you later. I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you soon. Lee's going to leave the room open for a little bit so you can grab all those links. All right, bye for now.